Hello and welcome to This Contains Garlic. You're here with your host Georgia Garlic
More garlic.
and we are back for another podcast episode. Welcome everybody. I hope
Yeah, it's
you've
good
had
to be back.
it's good to be back. How many weeks has it been? Two?
Yeah,
Three?
couple.
Couple. Anyway, what you might have seen is that we have like an amazing team right now that are helping edit some of our content specifically Pacifically, there's nothing worse than somebody says that, for podcast because we have a lot of chats on Spotify that we don't tend to really share anywhere else because, to be quite honest with you, it takes a lot of time to do that, doesn't it, Mark? So
Yeah, that is very, very true.
we kind of struggled with our workload to then also get like sit there and listen to ourselves for like 2 hours to then like clip podcasts. So yeah, we've now so you're going to see and hear a little bit more of the podcast via our socials. We've literally just recently got on TikTok. I think we've got like 4 followers.
Have we really? Four?
Four, yeah, I know.
Decent.
We've got quite a few likes though, obviously. We're just so likable. Anyway, so if you're on either of those, you can follow us.
What's
To be
on?
quite honest with you, I'm not going to
Have you
engage
gone?
really on TikTok.
Have you gone on TikTok?
No, I mean, I've been on TikTok and I understand how it runs and everything that it requires on it, and you can literally do so well with business
What's on
on
our
TikTok.
For You page?
Oh, I haven't put anything, so probably a load of like 14-year-old girls with braces, like I don't know, something weird. Like the last time I went on, it was just girls like that were like way underage with like their tits out, and I thought, Jesus, like.
Wow.
And I thought, is this really TikTok? But no, probably just somebody dancing or talking about something, maybe fitness
Do you
industry.
think? Do you
Boring.
think if you were in the demographic of this generation, so like between the ages of like 8 to 16, do you think you would have been into social media, TikTok, that kind
Oh
of
my
vibe?
God, let's not bring up what I used to be like as a child. Well, yes, I was a theatre star, Mark.
Do you reckon you would have
I
been
also
doing all the
casted
dances
for
and stuff?
voiceovers for things. You know, my voice was really wanted, hence why I'm just got such.
That's why you provide it on so
I'm joking.
consistently.
I was so yeah, exactly. Like I'm music to a lot of people's ears. I'm joking. No, I was a bit of a theatre. I was a complete. I mean, like literally, my
But
highest
yeah, would you
grades at
have
school were.
would you have had the coordination to do the dances though?
I don't think
Maybe
like
not the
dancing's
dances,
ever
but I
been
think
my forte.
you could have done
Acting,
skits.
skits, yeah,
Yeah,
comedy. I
yeah.
reckon if I'd had the right mentor
Mm.
at school, or like I'd follow, yeah, 100%. Because actually, I did actually have a very good drama teacher at school. I think drama is
What
fantastic for
was your
children
drama
because
teacher's
I feel like it
name?
what?
What was your drama teacher's name?
So I had two actually, and I feel like both probably, yeah,
Little
I don't know,
shout
they were
out.
probably the only.
Little shout out
Little
to the
shout out.
drama teacher.
What was his name? David Jackson. So Mr. Jackson, and
Mm-hmm.
he was, oh my God, like his handshake was like the weakest thing you'll ever touch. He
I
was
don't
like the
trust
most,
people.
no, he was a petite, very gay, loved it, like just amazing at theatre and so enthusiastic. And he was probably the only person that was ever positive to me as a teacher at school. Like
Really?
literally,
Oh,
the
shout
rest
out
of
to
it
him.
was like, Jesus Christ, why are your parents paying for you to come here? But and then
For
we
that
had
exact reason.
Mrs. Branston, who I still think is actually at the school that I went to.
Should we go back and see it?
Oh God, no! That literally brings back traumatic memories. But theatre was the part where I definitely did shine. I think it's very good for children to have the element of being able to. What it's quite hard theatre, like in a
Very
sense of
challenging,
like,
yeah.
Mark's taking the fucking piss.
No, we
aren't
used to
you?
do drama at school.
Oh Jesus Christ! What were you like the star in the show?
No,
No, you the tree.
I used to play. I've played twice in two separate drama pieces. The Ugly Sister in
No.
Cinderella.
Oh my God! Do you know what? I feel
Yeah,
like we were like merged as children at
well, I
some
think
point. I feel like every element of life because
my
like
mother put me in a yellow dress.
oh my God,
Yeah, it
Jesus
was crazy,
Christ!
and then with full makeup on.
But why did they make
Decent.
boys do that at school? Like honestly, like that's I get it, but like also like I guess back in like Shakespeare and or actually going all the way back, like men were quite feminine. Like they
Because
were
I think
a
as
lot
a
of
young,
their
I
storylines.
think it's better to have to label boys that, and you dress them up and you make a mock of them, and it was quite humorous.
And now it's not, like, it's
No, but
absolutely
then to have like young girls label them as ugly sisters, do you know what I mean?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, let me stop you in my tracks. That's literally what I was cast in to Scheherazade, two different schools. Was the evil sister, not the ugly sister.
Yeah,
but like obviously I played it so well. Clearly, resting bitch face 101.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was the least bitchy person at school. I was actually the one that was like.
And then Winnie the Pooh, I paid Piglet. My mother put me in pink.
But
tights.
she loved that when you were on your epilepsy
Pink
medication,
tights.
when you were overweight, little
Oh,
Mr.
it was
Mark
pink
the Bubble.
Pink. She went down to like Reps Theatre and got, so I don't know what it was, and I remember putting it on and going to the first rehearsal, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god, I can't believe you were actually made to do this in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you really did copy the British.
What do
didn't
you think we were doing? Fucking shaking spears and running down rhinos and stuff.
No, you were just paying for loaves of bread with like wads and wads of cash.
Yeah, we were
like
doing that once.
literally. I was like, what? Like
Yeah,
fucking
no, we had
nonsense. Right. Moving forward, how the fuck did we get onto that topic?
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, that's also a wondering thing. It's because I just hyperfixate on just random shit. Anyway, moving forward from that, we're going to talk about something that everybody that's listening to this needs to take note of. And it is the best anti-aging product, solution, lifestyle habit that you can do. And that is lifting weights.
Drum roll, please.
So
shock horror.
Fuck. Running. No, like literally opposite.
No,
bar class, yeah.
Bar class.
Go to a bar class.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Tracy
Don't, absolutely
Anderson.
don't.
Tracy Anderson.
Yes, actually going on for Tracy Anderson before we go into the wonders of lifting weights and why it's so beneficial for you as you age, and also why it is that anti-aging tool that you absolutely need in your lifestyle. I did go and find. Well, I didn't find. I saw the other day this girl like fucking went at Tracy Anderson. She went at Tracy Anderson, and I went down a full-on rabbit hole looking into the fact that literally Tracy Anderson has got like. Well, I obviously knew this. Like every place has got a full-on cult. Like it's next level.
Idea.
And everything is under like legal ties. Like when you're going into places like that. Do you remember Skinny Bitch Collective?
Yes.
I fucking went at that Russell guy. Remember
Russell.
He made my diabetic client. She couldn't have an. Oh my god, I remember this. She was struggling with like losing weight. She was like, in the terms of what the girls were like around her at those places, she was overweight, and she was already like really self-conscious of it. And she also had diabetes, and she wanted to go to the class because I guess like every like London girl that was like, please, I just want to be like that. And like, I just want to move like an animal in a weird room, and fucking get some man masturbating.
Like some skinny weirdo.
Do you remember when he did? Anyway, she wanted a banana halfway
hairline.
through because she was going to pass out because he doesn't allow like some. And he like threw it at her face or something and said, "Get out, you fucking."
Yeah, he used to literally not train any fat women.
He literally used to say, "No fat people."
No fat people.
It was so bad. And Skinny Bitch Collective, Christ, we were all like, "Oh my god, it's such a good name, Skinny Bitch Collective."
We never thought that.
No, that's what branding thought though. And then he went to the Masai Mara, never forget, and that's when I went at him. And actually, to be fair, I got quite a good like response from that because it was just the most. They had a load of near-on anorexic girls dancing with the Masai Mara. No, it was so bad. It was like PR disaster, and that was the end of it.
Then a lot of people did research and then kind of picked apart like the whole. And then people came forward saying the exact same thing, where people felt really ostracized for being like just a healthy weight. Because again, a lot of the women that participated in that were, you would, scientifically define them as underweight.
Yes.
And there were certain criterias of, not being able to eat before and after and do all these kind of weird ritual, overly sexualized things where like you get the women to carry each other and just do
Oh,
really
it's so weird. And he
creepy
used to
shit.
film it in like the weirdest angles, and like that was the start of like video content. I'll never forget. And then I remember seeing these girls go out to this retreat in where
And it was
they did a
expensive
whole
as well.
bloody expensive, like, and as well
Yeah, that
premium.
was not the first one. This was one of many, and it was again
But it was
just
that one that
very.
turned people into like that
Yeah,
that
'cause I
hit the
think it
media quite a lot. I
was
think because people were like, "That's just really
at that time
disrespectful."
it was very. I think it was almost coinciding with George Floyd and just how everyone had a kind of perceived outlook on kind of
Was it?
racial imbalances. I think so. Because again,
Oh yeah,
it was a lot of
before COVID.
it was incredibly distasteful, not only to like cultural appropriation towards the Masai Mara and the Masai actual tribe of individuals, and it was just really weird, and like they had like a battle rope tied around one of the dudes or
Oh
something
my
like that.
God,
It was
never
so
forget.
hectic. It was just.
Oh no, it was around
It
their
was
ears because you know they've
like,
got the huge. They've got huge. They wear very big.
yeah, or something along those
Don't they
lines.
have?
I don't know.
No, I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, I
Large.
think there's
They stretch their earlobes.
I don't know if that could very well be it. I'm not 100%
Something to do
certain.
with their ears, but there was attached like a battle rope around the ear of like a mass. It was so bad. The content was just awful. It was
I
like
wonder
next
if
level. Like,
I wonder if you'd be able to find the photos. You must be able
oh,
to.
absolutely. But then the media got hold of that, and that's when he went. That was literally the end of him.
Yeah.
That was
But
literally the end.
also just the
I wonder where he is
droves and
now.
droves of individuals that came forward and just said like it was
Jeffrey Epstein
downright like
vibes.
grooming almost to a
Yeah,
certain degree.
but I mean, look, unfortunately, there's too many of them. There really is too many. I think there's this whole thing of crossing the line as a sort of trainer with the client. I guess Mark could maybe sort of butt in there in the sense of how that goes really. No,
I've got nothing, no comment.
no comment, no comment on how that trainer and client relationship runs. Never get too involved or too deep.
Jeez, I don't know. It's hard to say though.
What, you just don't get too deep into it?
Yeah, well, I try to get as deep as possible
As
now.
deep inside of you.
Um,
You go so. You know what? If you could see, because we
I
don't
don't know.
video
It's
this,
hard to
Mark
say
goes so
though
red when we
because
talk about this.
we've got such a unique relationship, so it was very obvious that.
We've got such a unique relationship. I said to Mark today, I said, do you think that I gave you the feeling of what the gym gave you? Like, in the sense, because Mark was like, obviously, like, avid gym obsessed, do you know what I mean, when we met. Not that saying that you're not gym obsessed now, but the gym does give you that vibe where, like, I don't feel like anyone else can, like, give you that. Like, am I that to you, Mark?
Yeah, I said yes.
Yeah, I said
And
yes.
what was
under
my reason
breath.
for that?
What?
What was the reason I gave you?
Oh no, my God. What was the reason you gave me? The reason you gave me, the fact that I was similar to the feeling that the gym gave you, is because you were always erect. Oh my God. Anyway.
Georgia, that's disgusting.
What, you said it, not me. Remember, just because you seem quite well-mannered, Mark, behind doors you are sometimes the opposite.
I need to battle test you though. Do you know
So,
what I mean?
what
So
do you?
when
I don't need
walk
to
around
be
the
like.
streets of London and everyone stares at you and catcalls you and
Oh God, it's
looks
just so
at you up and
inappropriate.
down, you know.
You know what's the worst is the old women, do you know what I mean, that just like stare at you, like with pursed lips, like you absolutely are too muscular. Do not get too big.
Whilst they sip on a statin.
Yeah, literally, whilst their blood pressure's through the fucking roof and they can't even walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh God, it pisses me off. Anyway, on from that, we're going to talk about anti-aging. Funny that, so we all don't turn into those people.
Yes.
Soggy
Soggy bottoms.
bottoms.
In the season,
Fuck,
because
so
Bake
true,
Off.
soggy bottoms.
Because
There's a place in Antigua. No, it's not. It's in the
Bake Off is
BVI's.
starting.
In the British Virgin Islands, there's a place called Soggy Bottoms. Soggy Dollar. It's where you get a pina colada on the beach.
Oh, shout out to Matt Ribeiro. He's probably there right now.
Oh, I know. Shout out to me not being there and my father not taking me.
Yeah.
Chris,
What a travesty.
what an absolute trauma.
Chris, if you're listening to this,
He's taking us to the Bahamas.
well done.
Well done, yeah, exactly. Anti-aging, lifting weights. What is the situation? Why do you need to lift weights? And why is lifting weights the best anti-aging?
Because I think the reality is, and I think a lot of the quantifiable studies that have been done and conducted towards anti-aging, longevity, quality of life, quality of life in terms of duration, comes down to muscle mass. The literal currency for aging is ensuring you have enough muscle mass to facilitate the internal production of and regulation of glucose, and ensure that you have enough muscle mass to withstand, moving through planes of motion, making sure that you facilitate joint function, joint endurance. Muscle mass is literally ticks every single box, and as people age and sarcopenia sets in, it's very, very clear and evident that that has a huge reduction and negative impact on quality of life. And as I'm sure, if you've got older generations and have seen people kind of age and deteriorate, where subsequently when self-care habits are not necessarily prioritized. Again, it's a generational thing. So again, a lot of the much, much older generation didn't necessarily have the availability to, have the knowledge and the understanding that subsequent generations now have.
And I think that's really important because to highlight, because it's so true that in this day and age that we have availability to some of the absolute best elements of your life, that you can really, I guess, make the most of and take advantage of, and more so than a lot of people have got, especially in Western countries. I think, we're so developed in things in the sense of like how things run, in the sense of self-care and what you can get hold of access to. And like, if you can, like, why are you not, is my question. If you can go and start that journey to building a little bit more muscle mass in order to help you on a day-to-day basis, why are you not? And I think that comes down to, whether, some people, for example, I find when it comes to strength training, a lot of the reason why people won't fall in love with strength training is because they probably haven't had the right person take them through strength training. And I think, doing strength training in its own right and just doing exercises just because they're resistance based doesn't necessarily automatically equate in anything that's quantifiable for somebody. And I feel like when you start a journey to lifting weights and becoming stronger and being more confident, I really do think the best investment you can make is getting some professional help to make you fall in love with that pattern of movement, the way you move your body, the way how much you lift, and how you action that on a week to week basis. Because I feel that it automatically ties people to wanting to strength train more because they feel more comfortable doing it. They understand what they're doing. They're not just going into the gym and going, Jesus, like, what's this? Should I just get on the shoulder press machine and whack out a few sets? Okay, then I'll go to the treadmill and just plod on that for a bit. Then I'll do some abs, and then I'll do some bicep curls. Instead, like, going in with structure and understanding that because somebody's taken you through it, and you seeing actual progress based of that and understanding form and technique is really one of the best investments you can do for not only your physical health but your mental health too. And not weirdly enough, actually, I was speaking with one of our clients yesterday when we were doing our online academy check-in, and she's recently been diagnosed with ADHD, in which obviously, like, I've really struggled with, like, a lot of my life. My mum definitely has ADHD, and we've just channeled it in certain ways to have a positive impact to our life now. But I think, back in the day, I used to channel my ADHD in the complete wrong way, which was, just to kind of abuse my health. And like now, I have completely obviously transformed that element and that mindset over it. And, you know, my ADHD is managed because I turn it into something so like structured and so like something that really works for me. And I was speaking with a client and she said that she was, you know, never really heard people speak about it. She didn't really know like how to manage it. She didn't know, you know, what was the best ways of doing things. And I just said to her, like, you know what, starting to like lift weights the way she did, she's only been a client for the last sort of 4 weeks or so online, you know, getting yourself into that routine where you can go in, you can put your headphones in, you've got a structure, you know that all the
Yeah.
exercises that are on that program are tailored to you, you know that how to do them because there's either video tutorials or somebody's told you and you've been guided through it. You go in and it's literally the best thing ever for ADHD is having that structure where you then think, I know I've got to do 8 reps of this with this amount of sets. I need to get better at this. I need to focus on this. And for that whole hour, hour and a half, or 2 hours, or half an hour that you're training, it all becomes the focus of what you're doing rather than whatever is going on in your brain elsewhere. Because I have what I call a scrambled egg brain, and if I don't, the only time I don't have that is when I'm training. And I think it's absolute godsend for people that really do struggle with that structure and that like day to day, like what is going on with my life, how should I do this, should I do that, should I do everything, you know, resistance training clears that up. It's, you know, it's not going like the reason I don't really like running or I don't really like cycling is if I have to be with my mind. I don't think that even if I'm in a spin class and I'm burning excessive amounts of calories and I'm sweating and going at huge intensities, that I'm not also thinking that I've got a million things to do. And that's the problem. When I strength train, it's the opposite. I don't think about anything barring what I'm doing because you have to be controlled when you're lifting weights. You have to not just think about what's, you know, oh, shit, I didn't take the laundry out. Oh God, I forgot. Oh no, I need to do that. Oh, but you're actually thinking, Christ, if I drop this, that's going to fucking hurt, you know? And I need to control this and I want to get better at this. And that doesn't feel right. Maybe I should adjust it. You're not then, you know, sat pedaling on a bike like, fucking hell, you know what I mean? And then you're literally thinking of everything else. Now, there are different types of personalities that work very, very well with cardiovascular output, that they can like run for miles and miles and miles and just that's their way of getting out of their head. But I think for those that really struggle with being completely in their head and like, you know, and having really bad anxiety based off of that, I think lifting weights is completely and utterly revolutionary. Like
I agree.
And anyway, so I just, a bit of a side topic is to like just having that focus point, you know, really does also come, you know, building muscle mass, you need to strength train in order to do that, you know. So I think another benefit as to for anyone that, you know, wants to start that journey of lifting weights and wants to invest into somebody, like there are so many amazing things that like I want like all of our clients to like for that light switch to switch, you know, and it to be like, yeah, like I've got this. I understand why, you know, we bang on about lifting weights all the time. And it's just so much more than those 1,000 Instagram exercises you see. It's just like, it's a process where you genuinely grow. When you strength train, you grow. You don't grow just muscle mass. You don't grow in the sense of your physical appearance. You also grow with your mindset. You grow with your physical strength, do you know what I mean? And your confidence. And there's so many elements off of that, which in my eyes is priceless and is something that helps probably now with these kind of working environments we have, you know, just time for people to really just think about themselves and their health and to optimize that. I mean, wow, I'm a walking advert.
I mean, we spend so much time worrying about everything else. It's nice to just take a little bit of a small percentage of your day just to focus on yourself and be able to you know, as the saying goes, like tidy your room, do you know what I mean? And that comes from a psychological perspective of being able to just, you know, park everything for 60 minutes or a given period of time so you can just really focus and dial in on, you know, getting stronger, something very positive and productive towards, you know, progressing your self-care, make you feel better. Everyone generally feels so much better for lifting weights again. We see it on a consistent basis where clients don't necessarily prioritize getting down to the gym and subsequently finding the time in the day to action what needs to be actioned. And when we do the weekly check-in, the narrative is negative. The
The nutrition's
demeanor,
off, yeah.
the nutrition's off, the demeanor is down and out. You know what I mean? People are like scrambling to feel good in that element, and then when things are subsequently ticked off and prioritized, then the narrative is an individual that feels fantastic, that feels confident, that feels like they're gaining momentum. And when and we see clients string weeks together, then you start to see literal, and again, when you look at it from a physiological standpoint, we have neuroplasticity happening with all this new habit formation. And subsequently, when that light bulb moment goes off, and you have literally a shift and change in a person's neurological structure and neurons in their brain aligned to all these progressive self-care habits, then you see people literally change personality and start thriving. And do you know what I mean?
And I think it has such a positive impact not only on the person but also their environment around them,
sure.
And their relationships as well get better. But there are times where I when we look at somebody that actually strength trains consistently, thrives in it, does it properly, has a will and a want, they glow differently to your average person. When you look at somebody, a woman who looks really, really good at a certain age, don't get me wrong, they've probably got a hell of a lot of Botox in their forehead, or they've had a mini facelift or some sort of filler or something. But usually physique wise, if you looked at a woman's physique and you were like, especially at the ages of 50, 60, and you're like, shit, she's in fucking fab shape, I can guarantee I will put my life savings, which is moderate, on saying that it's because she trains with resistance frequently. And
that's so subjective though, because if you said that in southwest London, you'd get like a lady that would get blown away in a moderate 14 knots of wind.
But she doesn't necessarily look great, does she?
Well, again, depends on the people you ask in the demographic in the area, I think.
Yeah, well, if you're talking Parsons Green, do you know what I mean? If you're
not
like, under the category of 45 kilos, then like...
Okay, how much does she weigh? 42?
But the thing is, I don't think this is the
She
case
looks
now.
fantastic.
We do see it when we drive through like certain areas in London. We're like, yeah, we're in these certain demographics of people, like in the sense of like what they look like. It's all kind of like very much the same. But I do think that's changing. Because I'm talking about now like older women, so 50, 60... oh my god, that's not old, but getting into midlife in the sense of when you have, maybe I would say that is the age range now, 50, 65 maybe, who would have been introduced to the benefits of strength training like early enough to like really get shit going, And if you look at a woman or a man at that age, and we know many of them who then strength train frequently, it's
like
a
looking
vast
at oil
difference.
and water. Do you know what I mean? It's like so black and white. It's you can, I mean,
yeah, I know, you can see it from a mile off.
From a nautical mile.
And I don't know, I just feel like people just, when we were speaking about like a change in somebody's life with strength training, I think it also, I guess it comes down to, I appreciate some people don't necessarily always want to do something like strength training. I know some people won't necessarily like strengthening and they'll have their own exercise modality to it. But I do think that, one thing that shines thoroughly through the midlife era, should we say, like 50 to 65 at the moment, is the fact that those that do resistance train frequently and with proper form and technique and have an interest and desire to it, is that they're not sat there with chronic joint or pain or postural issues to the point they look like a prawn half the time. I say this with all.
Shed loads of drugs.
Yeah, like, oh my God. And like, I find that people get to a point in their life where ignorance is complete bliss, okay? And having worked with and having a lot of our clients sit in the age range of about 50 to 60, 65 upward, I do very much very much put my foot down with some clients, especially when they start, to say don't be ignorant over this, because I find that joint pain is almost laughable to some people now, because it's so normalized that somebody's fucked their back up or their shoulder is just mangled and they can't get above their head, or it's all jokes. Oh, I can't do that now, too old. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, you can do something about it. You don't need to be ignorant over it. And I feel like just because you can't necessarily do what, and working with a lot of successful individuals in a working environment, they're even worse, to be quite honest. They know this, like I say it, because they're so used to doing exceptionally well in their jobs and being very successful, whether that's financially or performance in the corporate world or whatever it is, that when they're not so good at something, they don't like it. So they're like ignorant about it. And I find that has to change. That should change. And I always very much, debate that change with clients, because it's like, don't be ignorant over this. It's not funny, nor is it normal for you to be walking around with this amount of pain on a day-to-day basis. It's not that, oh, it's fine, it will sort itself out later. That later is now. Do you know what I mean? Do you want to spend the next 10, 15 years of your life in and out of a bloody physio, claiming on private health insurance, knocking down your points because you're going to become that person where you've got no points in your private health insurance because they're like, Jesus, is this person broken? You're knocking back ibuprofen at every point that your neck hurts. Your lower back won't allow you to go on holiday, and you do want that lifestyle to continue, because in my eyes, if I've worked really hard the whole way through my life, I want to fucking enjoy it. Not sit there be like, oh God, back to the hospital appointment.
Maybe we should diversify and rent a room in central London, buy an MRI machine, and then just
fucking sell
just
people.
Get on the bandwagon.
We will be fucking printing
instead
money.
of, and if you can't beat it, then join it. We'll just get on that MRI machine.
I'll just join the chiropractors. Do you know what I mean? I'll just fucking click people in random places and hope they feel better, and then click them out of the positions that they should be. Oh God, don't. I had a client the other day who went to a chiropractor and then regretted that instantly, even though I did say I wouldn't necessarily do that, because your hips are already like at the moment really out of line. We're really trying to get you in this position. I just really worry that if somebody manipulates you in the wrong way, you're going to have extremely bad lower back pain. What happened? Click, click, fuck. Like, do you know what I mean? I can't walk, I can't get up. And it's just like, okay, I'm going to tell you again, don't go. Literally, don't, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not against certain, I'm all for osteo, physio, like sports therapy, fuck, it's needed, but my doubts are on chiropractic. Like, I really have doubts.
What, in terms of we've had this conversation numerous times.
I know, but it pisses me off that people think it's a good option.
The thing
to do
is,
so.
I don't think we're ever going to change that, Georgia, honestly, unless I don't think it's.
I feel like people think they're going to get clicked and automatically they're going to have this really strong foundation to hold their body in place once they've been clicked.
I just don't see how people. I just, when you think of the bones, and the bones are held in place by the tendons and the muscles and so on and so forth. So
yeah, so is that just
by
air?
Just click, it is. Technically, it is just literally air escaping the joint, but then they do it in such a performative way that it, subsequently makes you. Again, placebo is a very strong thing,
But like, not many people like going to the chiropractor. That's the thing also. So if you really don't like going to chiropractor, you could just find somebody that does like. Yeah, but
how many times have clients come to you absolutely crippled? Oh, my back spasmed, and you literally trigger point their glutes, activate, do this, do that, bosh, stretch, mobility.
And they like walk out like they're fucking
like
jumping.
Walk out, they're like, oh my God, I feel completely and utterly fine.
I know, but instead you could also be sold a 12-week course.
If I had £1 for every time that happened, we would What would we be doing?
What would we be doing, Mark?
You'd have a Birkin bag for every day of the week, a different one.
I don't really want a Birkin bag because I need to have a
Well, I would just
professional
buy
office job to do.
them.
I can't just bring a Birkin bag to the gym. Can I?
Oh, well, I'd just buy them for you, and you'd have a collection.
No, because I've had too many clients that have had collections of Birkins, and like I just feel like I could collect something else. Maybe I'd make you make me a whole set of dumbbells in gold,
In gold. What would you do with that?
up to 60 kilo ones, maybe.
Where would you train with those at home?
In Saudi Arabia, where you've managed to get the gold from.
I wouldn't need to go to Saudi Arabia for gold. I'd go to Zimbabwe for gold.
Oh, true. But then you'd have to also probably.
And I'd just go and ask Sheikh Cook.
Okay, don't say his name, Mark. That's a complete copy. Is that what's the word? Not
Copy.
copyright.
Well, he shouldn't have been all over Al Jazeera carrying gold bricks of gold to Dubai.
Oh my God! Stop
Do you know what I
it.
mean?
But everyone's got to like fucking earn
Yeah,
a
but
living,
if
and that's a
you
great way of doing it. And if you can
50
get away with it, why not?
$50,000 to $100,000 in cash per trip. How many times would you like me to go, sir? Should we go twice a day, maybe 3 times a day? How many times can you get on a plane from Harare to Dubai? I just go round and round.
Well, actually, logically speaking, not that many times.
Like
so.
Tom Hanks in Terminal, just
Also,
be there for
you're
months.
so illogical. You don't think that's not very well structured. Like, why would you go round and round and round in circles doing the same thing to then think that you wouldn't then get caught?
The thing is, you're essentially doing it for the government, so it doesn't matter if you get caught. Like they were caught. All of them were caught. There was a massive. Al Jazeera covered it. There was millions of people that watched it, technically catching them. Did anybody do anything?
I don't really
No.
care, Mark, what's going on right now.
Nobody did anything. Nobody.
Not Rhodesia.
Literally, the show goes on.
The show does go fucking on. You haven't been back to Zimbabwe the last time we went back to Zimbabwe, and oh my God, we trained clients in Zimbabwe.
Oh no, you can put that on your CV. When you put international.
Oh, I am fucking international superstar.
International elite.
I love that word, elite.
Yeah.
Not a peasant.
And they say, well, what countries have you trained clients in? And when you throw Zimbabwe in there, they go, wow.
Yeah, and on one of the best parts of Zimbabwe, like ever.
You've quite literally seen
it was like a fucking game drive.
Yeah, it was mental.
It was ridiculous.
It was actually,
and it was like, we drove to one of the houses and it was like, actually, no, sorry, you're going to train them at the other house. You're like, what fucking
sorry,
other
would
house?
you like to go in the, what kind of, it wasn't a golf cart. It was like a John Deere.
I think if you've got a golf cart for your land at your house,
but it wasn't a golf cart, it was like a golf cart / tractor John Deere. It wasn't just a golf
Was it a John Deere?
It was John Deere. Oh. It was like a farm buggy. Whilst you then went past the lake for fishing and the exotic antelope that cost.
To be quite honest with you, I had no idea what John Deere was until I was training the granddaughter.
John Deere was like, sorry, let me Google that quickly.
No, because my client was wearing a T-shirt that's like kind of like one of those T-shirts that you get, which clearly, as she told me, their whole family get like every Christmas, and they're like yearly like Dear Family like T-shirts. And I was like, oh, like what's that? And she's like, oh, it's like my family like heirloom. And I was like, what's John Deere? And I went to the car after like training her, and I said to Mark, where like John Deere, like she's like the like John Deere. Mark
John
was
Deere's
like,
massive.
What the fuck? Like literally, like that's like, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
John Deere. Not only is it quite literally the most extensive agricultural brand across the entire globe, they also have a monopoly on servicing and parts and stuff for fixing their equipment.
Why would you not? Like what?
Yeah, no,
like,
rightfully
Christ,
so.
You just make as much money as you possibly fucking could.
Where there is a tractor, there is a John Deere. Do you know what I mean? And that is.
Well, I've only ever known as JCB. What's that? A digger?
That's also tractors, diggers, and stuff like that.
Is that because it's British?
I would have no idea.
Well, like, why would I know an American tractor brand?
True.
Like,
Yeah, that is quite
maybe
true.
it's something I should have invested in as a stock back in the day.
I guess because we're quite, having grown up in Zimbabwe, quite westernized. Because all we would do is watch American movies. It's obviously
You were very much more American than British. Like, even though the British had your education.
Sorry, Oxford and Cambridge.
Mark, that's British.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
fucking English. Well, Oxford and Cambridge is just a location. Just because there's
No,
two
that's the
universities that
curriculum.
only accept
That's
international students or those that are
that's the curriculum we
really
were taught.
fucking clever. Like,
No, but that was the curriculum we were taught in Zimbabwe. Was Oxford and Cambridge.
that's a brand.
Yes.
No, it's not. Oxford and Cambridge. I think Oxford is a brand. That was
Yeah, no.
the
Oxford and
dictionary.
Cambridge were
Our
used
locations.
were used to outsource, and depending on where you were schooled and educated in subsequently in the world, you could, whether it was an international school or whatever, you could like essentially apply to have that a certain curriculum taught to you. And the school that we were associated with did Oxford and Cambridge, and they used to fly all the examinations out in a bag.
I just want to like clarify what this Oxford and Cambridge is. They're two
It's the
polar
curriculum.
opposite unis, okay?
Yeah,
Polar
but
opposite.
Look at Oxford and
But like,
Cambridge
what's
O
this?
levels
I'm having to Google
Curriculum.
this. Club.
curriculum, not a club. Curriculum for O levels, A levels.
Oh Christ, you did O levels.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm too young for that. Fucking hell, you paedophile. Christ. O levels. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally.
A couple O levels.
GCSE was me.
Yeah.
Key stage 1.
Key
No,
stage.
joking.
What is
That
it?
was
Key
like
stage
retail.
1.
That's like, I don't know what key stage 1 is actually. Maybe that's showing me that I am slightly fucking.
Slow. Go
But
on.
but Mark, why would you have both?
What is
So
it? So
Oxford
when you,
is well known. No,
But what did you Google though?
Oxford and Cambridge curriculum. Which one is better? So did you have both?
Oh, maybe. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it
what I
was
mean.
Cambridge.
You're talking about two very different.
Maybe it was
Cambridge
I think
in
so.
Zimbabwe, I think it would be Oxford. I don't think it would be Cambridge.
Do you reckon?
Well,
Okay, shall we get back on to the topic of anti-aging?
anti-aging, because you're all going to age listening to this. Um, anyway, so what we were talking about before we went on to Oxford and Cambridge curriculum, which by the sounds of it and having looked on Google is very much two separate curriculums, and I feel like Mark doesn't actually understand the locations in the UK. So anyway, as we know, Mark, at least he has been well educated in Zimbabwe by the looks of it. Moving forward from that, back to why you need to lift weights. Fuck. You know, just talking off the bait. I have a great podcast. You know why? It's because I've got ADHD.
Why?
It's not just one long podcast talking about the same thing. It's just multiple different things. I'm always going to surprise you. Which is good, I think. Music to my ears.
Yes, I agree.
No?
It keeps it interesting, though.
Well, yeah, I think most people actually enjoy listening to our podcast mainly for our actual random chats, than they do actually anything educational. But no, we want to quickly speak about something that is massive in the industry, specifically with women, and that is collagen intake,
Yes.
anti-aging, and why you're better off embarking on a journey of self-care which introduces and includes regular resistance training than you are to be knocking back a collagen supplement. Fire away, Mark.
I think there's a lot of things that fall into place prior to supplementation, where people can see a lot more benefit with regards to adjusting certain self-care habits like adopting resistance training, prioritizing their sleep, adjusting macronutrient compositions of their nutrition, subsequently getting steps and so on and so forth, then starting off with supplementation of collagen. And again, why do most women or people take collagen? Because There is an assumption that it will help joint health. There is an assumption that it will improve skin and hair quality and nail quality, which there is some credence to certain elements of that, but there are also misnomers with regards to its effectiveness in certain elements. So, again, if you are, for example, biomechanically imbalanced, you've got an anterior tilt, your feet are overly, uh, super pronated, you got knock knees, your spine is kyphotic. Do you know what I mean? Knocking back a collagen supplement is probably not going to improve the subsequent joint pain that person would be experiencing. They're better off focusing their time, effort, and money and energy into other areas. Um, but there are certain credences when it comes to skin, hair, nails. But again, that is the cherry on the cake when it comes to wanting to see quantifiable progress. Like if you are subsequently lacking in minerals, or you're lacking in sleep, or you have excessive amounts of body fat and your BMI is through the roof, do you think that taking collagen is going to make your hair better? Highly doubt it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're better subsequently off losing weight, sorting your life out, getting shit together.
I would be
Um,
interested as to whether or not there's any uh, actual research like that's been, I don't know, collected over the years as to whether or not if you have a high intake of alcohol, like on a regular basis, or you drink
mm,
alcohol frequently,
mm.
whether or not it would completely null a supplement.
Of course it would, because
No, but what I'm
it's a
saying is like,
carcinogen.
again, coming back to the point of, I'm not sure exactly like what that link would be like literally, but if we were to say something like a collagen supplement,
Mm,
you know how many women that I speak to who are really conscious of aging, do you know what I mean, and getting older, and they're aware that their body fat levels are increasing, their muscle mass is decreasing, i.e., they don't have any or they've
mm,
never worked on it. They're knocking back the supplements. They're taking all the women well ones,
mm,
and they're this and
mm,
they're
mm,
that. And have you
mm,
tried this? And all, and the collagen's in there. But yet, come fucking 1 p.m., we'll be knocking back a couple of glasses of Whispering Angel at any point. Do you know what I mean? Quick G&T, and they don't think that, like, what a
Yeah,
waste
but if you
of.
look at like the gradient in which alcohol is associated, it's the same carcinogenic exposure as asbestos or chemotherapy. So, you know, take that into consideration. Like, yes, the answer I would assume is yes. If you are, consistently having alcohol and numerous units on a consistent basis, then obviously the way it impacts your sleep, the way it impacts the hormonal internal production of your endocrine system.
Which we go on to, which is what's the point of,
that is going to have a far more reaching impact on your overall well-being than you think some collagen supplement that is probably mass manufactured in China in a massive vat, in the backyard of, downtown Shuangpang. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, I know, and even with the most natural collagen, like, obviously you can get collagen through certain foods in the sense of like they get, but mainly that comes down to a higher protein intake. There are obviously foods like bone broth and all of these things that contain higher amounts of collagen, which, to be quite honest with you, I would rather somebody be having than like a supplement or a powder or whatever if it's not required. But I do find it very contradictory how when it, especially when it comes to anti-aging, how, I guess, maybe, as I said, so many women have got Botox all in their face everywhere,
Mm.
do you know what I mean, that
It's
like you
easy
could.
buying though, because it doesn't require you to shift your self care habits and your habits in general. And explain delayed gratification. It's just lie down, bish bash bosh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely not banishing Botox.
But
Botox is
then
amazing. I love
you've also got
Botox,
to
but
remember placebo is very, very strong. So if you have an individual that takes a collagen supplement and believes, because subsequent people have told them that is going to do X, Y, and Z, then the placebo effect of that would be quite strong for most people for them to then have a positive experience.
well, we know like clients who do this as a job, like clinical study review, and like they match up clinical studies and partnerships with pharmaceutical brands and whatever to test drugs, and they do it in a two-part clinical review, which is one set of individuals is going to be based off a placebo effect, so they're given something which is not what they think they're being
Yeah,
given.
it's like
In
sugar
fact, they're being
water or
taken
something
nothing.
like that.
Yeah, and the other ones are given whatever is medication or supplement, whatever, and it's very surprising what placebo effect can do.
Majority of the times it's stronger than the actual
And I do say this to
interventions.
clients who are like, "Oh, I've tried this supplement." Somebody was talking to me about the other day, one that has a natural derivative to help potentially manage blood glucose levels, but not if you're going to knock back, something that's then going to spike glucose level. You know what I mean? There's a whole balance. It all comes down to whether or not your lifestyle elements are all intact. But it is that whole like sort of promise, and it's really working. It's like it's been 2 days. Don't ever think that like a supplement's gonna do something like that quickly. Like an actual supplement, like you're gonna have to be taking that for a while. And then it's been like 4 days. Oh yeah, it's absolutely working. It's revolutionary. It's exactly what I need. So I don't see and it's like
Fantastic.
fantastic, but that's
Let's
definitely
revise
placebo.
that in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, I know, but it's definitely there's a lot of placebo effect with it. But I think
Which I guess doesn't make it right or wrong, because I guess that if that person it's subsequently allowing that person to fulfill what needs to be done to achieve, as
a
long as it's
potential goal, perhaps,
subsequently in a
yes.
sustainable manner and it's not coming from a negative place, then
Well, I think a lot of people do it as a negative place, to be quite honest with you. I think a lot of people are desperate to see
I
progress and
think
to
a lot
lose
of it
weight and to not
is
take
overcompensating
responsibility.
for the lack of accountability
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
adherence, the lack of general adherence to, you know,
And I think
scratching around
they
looking
want to
for an
speed
answer.
that process just up, and they don't want to take responsibility for
Mm.
the actions they've made that have got them in that position and how long it's actually going to take them to get out of that position. And instead they just anything to just put the foot on the gas pedal a little bit. And the reality is whether or not you're on something like an Ozempic, there is an end to this, guys. Do you know what I mean? You can't be on that for the whole of your life in any way, shape or form, and you've got to be thinking afterwards. And a lot of the time the side effects that you don't hear about that are just not spoken about are really awful on things like this. So it's not things that I feel like should be even why have we even got to a position where we've got these kind of supplements in our day-to-day regimes? Like, it's
Because
ridiculous. Because we all eat. I'm not taking
well,
responsibility.
the
A lot
supplement
of people eat a
industry
very poor diet.
is an ever growing industry of.
How have we even got? I know the supplement industry, and they must take. There's a lot of people that should be taking responsibility for this, or
But
corporations.
why do you think as soon as a woman or a man becomes, starts to see notoriety on social media, the guy swoops in, especially if it's a female, the guy swoops in to give everyone a woman's best, to promote your supplements, and then all of a sudden you're selling BCAAs and all these other, supplementation that then gets cooked into the program and so on and so forth, because it's money and people
No, you don't need
influence
to
other
like I'm
people.
saying, like, where have we, like, it is a lot of money, but where have we got to a position where everybody's feeling these needs to supplement? And it's because there is an unwillingness to take responsibility
Yeah.
for any other self-care habit in your life. And so
That is
knocking
very
back
true.
supplements, buying the next best thing, doing all these tablets, powders, wonder miracles in the morning, it completely will eradicate any benefit's going to be eradicated when your self-care habits that keep you alive on a day-to-day basis, the likes of your nutrition, your sleep, your water intake, your movement, the way that you train, is going to dictate all of that, not a particular supplement that might, as Mark said, sometimes can be a cherry on the cake. But can I be honest with you? Very, very few supplements are the cherry on the cake. I'd say maybe a sprinkle. Like,
Yeah, but then I think of how many people will drink a greens powder, but like subsequently have a horrific diet, or
like
sleep like 4 hours a day. Do you know
just
what I mean?
also like be an adult, eat fucking vegetables. What is wrong with you? Your parents would have like probably not. That's the reason why you're not eating them. Your parents clearly didn't march into your brain and say to you that if you didn't eat your vegetables that you weren't going to have anything else, and that your
Very
vegetables were key. Because
Very
I just
true.
sometimes when I speak with adults, I'm not going to lie, I do, and I'm as you can probably imagine, absolutely want to say, like, when somebody says to me, "Oh, I don't like eating vegetables," I just think, grow up. Like, we all don't say, but you need to eat vegetables. You can't just rely on a supplement that's gonna, substantiate any kind of good fibre or any kind of
Yeah.
good digestion. It's just like nonsense. Yes, it might help if you can't get 200,
But
300
try.
grams of vegetables in a day. But for God's sake, try. Like, just try. It's not hard to try. I create a lot of recipes for people that don't like chomping through mounds of vegetables.
Yeah,
That
including
involve,
it into your foods and stuff
yeah,
like that
it's
is
so
such a
easy.
fantastic.
And genuinely, just when you say to yourself in life, "Oh, I don't like that," you sound like a 5-year-old. Like, you have to speak to yourself. Like, what would your parents have said in that moment?
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, literally.
That's what Carol would have said.
My mum would have been having none of it
Do you
when
know
she
what I mean?
served me
I don't
lentil
like
soup
that. My
for the
mother would
day.
have said, I don't care.
Yeah, you didn't like a lot of things your mother cooked you.
Tough shit. Do you know what she used to say? Tough shit.
Did she used to swear at you?
Yeah, all the time. If you're like, oh, I don't really want that, she'd say, tough shit. You can make yourself a jam sandwich.
Well, I will do that.
And the next time we have dinner, I'm going to feed you dog shit.
Oh my God, Jesus! And clearly, I was brought up with females rather than men. Do you know what I mean? Because that's quite abrasive.
You
be
have to
honest with you.
sink or swim. 4 boys, you got to be hard. I used to love it.
Oh, you used to love it. What, her food or the?
No, I love the fact that my mother is again.
Well,
she's
thank
a
God you
very,
married somebody that could cook.
She's a very
Well,
independent, strong-willed woman, which has kept me battle ready for meeting you.
battle ready for meeting me. Who's worse is the question. 150% say your mum. Like, please don't think that I'm worse than Carol, because
No,
know
not
that
worse. Again, I love.
I love both of you.
As much as it can be testing and challenging. It is one of the endearing qualities I have towards my mother, is the fact that she is so, unique in her way, and she like I've seen when people are like especially in the school situation, when things were kicking off with something, and someone would be like, I'm phoning my parents or something like that, right? And then someone would phone their dad, and nobody would bat an eyelid. But if Mrs. Garlic ever turned
I'm
up,
Mrs. Garlic.
oh well,
Can you
Mrs.
say
Garlic
your mum?
Senior.
Do you know what I mean? Senior.
Well, if
Christ,
Carol
I'm sure.
turned up, people would be quaking in their beds.
I know your mum. I remember when we first.
She was formidable. Everywhere she went, everyone was just absolutely on their best behaviour.
The thing is that I can, in the most polite manner, but not really, I can give it back to your mum, because and so I think that's the
She
reason
loves
why
it,
we get
yeah, she loves
But I
it.
remember when we first started dating, and everyone was like, "Have you met Mark's mum yet?" And I was like, "No," and they were like,
She's
"Good luck,"
hardcore,
and I was
man.
like, "Fuck."
No,
Literally,
she's
like,
amazing.
I was like, "Oh my God, I
She's
hope I've got a mother-in-law that's not."
Yeah,
But to be fair, no, I get
she's
on really
ride or
well
die.
with them.
Do you know what I mean?
Um,
If you literally,
if I murdered somebody, yeah, she'd
if
be
you
the
just
one.
rocked up and you were like, don't ask a question, bring a shovel, You know, she's
But
quite
let's
old
be
now,
honest, your
so
mum would ask a question. She'd ask a 12-minute voice note, do you know what I mean? Of going down 65 different
yeah,
rabbit holes as to how.
yes, of course.
And there'd be so much data that she'd help
I'll
us
never
hide
forget
this murdered body.
there was a lady that she was Mrs. Rhodesia or Mrs. Zimbabwe in like God forever many moons ago, and she was like quite a pretentious woman that was known around town, and she subsequently had a small business that she was running down the road from our house, so she put this massive billboard subsequently on our in our property on our boundary without subsequently speaking to my parents, and Carol was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go and vandalize this board. And she literally crept out dressed like a ninja with spray paint and spray paint a big dick on this woman's board, and then reported it to the council, and then the council subsequently came and took it down because it was
I'd love to know if my mum's ever drawn a dick.
I doubt it.
Do you know what's really
There's
weird?
so
Because
many things,
there's so many things that I wonder whether or not.
There's
like,
so many things that your mother has never experienced before, like just culturally. Like there's so many like rap songs and like songs that she's never even heard of.
Same with your mum. Your mum's fucking like completely like out of the blue on
yeah,
things.
well, she's 70 years old.
Yeah, my mum's 60, 59, but like
29.
29. Jane's 29 and thriving.
She was outlifting a woman that was 20 years younger than her in the gym.
I hope she did it with good technique.
I hope so too.
Seeing as we've coached her for many years, I'd hope so.
I'd be so disappointed if it was bad.
No, because that's so much pressure on like clients. We're about to host a workshop. What if clients are like, oh my god, what if they think that my technique's
imagine
bad?
if you
I'll
went,
tell you.
Yeah, but again, imagine if you went there and everyone's form was terrible. I'd be like, fuck, well, what have we been doing?
No, I know, but I can't wait
because we put a lot of time and effort into coaching. You know, why have I been on Instagram drawing fucking stick men? Taking me, 2-3 hours of my day to feed back everybody if nobody is going to fucking follow it.
Well, you know they do because you see them fucking
so
refine
that's what
it.
I'm saying.
I'm saying you get so shitty. There will be things that you'll need to teach people.
No, I understand.
But they're all the small things that you wouldn't normally, especially if you've been like on like they're all small things which are just things that some people don't think about. But
no, I understand.
We do, and I do, and I'm really pedantic about it, and it makes people's training just so much better.
Sure.
So it's all for the greater good, whether we judge you or not.
Yeah, that is true.
No, that being said, we have actually got our first workshop happening in like T minus a week and a half.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why is life going so quickly?
So fast.
So that's going to be fun. Bringing in a new regime of things.
Yeah.
But yes, no, we're looking forward to meeting some people that, even though we've coached them for ages online, we actually haven't seen in person. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And on that note, with my ADHD brain, I was just thinking of all the things I need to do to get sorted on everything.
Yeah, finalise it.
What do you mean finalise? It is finalised. Christ, everyone listening to this, it's fine. Everything's
finalised.
Finalised. Like what? No, we just need
finalised. It is finalised. We just need to.
I've got to go to your workplace tomorrow.
Cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
You're not allowed in my workplace because you don't have a security tag.
I don't have a security tag. No, I got to sign the book in. Georgia just strolls in like she owns the place.
Tap. Let me in.
Yeah, well, not on Wednesday, not on Monday. You didn't go tap anyway.
Yeah, it's tap. They had maintenance.
Tap. You can't.
Barred entry.
Not allowed.
Random. Anyway, today we have spoken a little bit about why you need to be integrating lifting weights if you're wanting to age progressively. And
I just think it's very, very important that, with age, you need to subsequently always be able to have a good quality of life. There's no point in working hard, subsequently taking on a lot of stress and strain through the years to get to a point where you're absolutely fucked and you can't enjoy life. And it's and it's really really sad to see that there are people that, like Georgia said, they don't take it very seriously, and it's like, oh well, this is just how life should be, and it's just not a very progressive place to be.
Or,
Um,
what I think is also happening a lot in just general population with chronic aches and pains, etc., etc., is the fact that a lot of doctor, when something goes wrong, we go to the doctor.
mm-hmm.
Let me tell you now, your local GP is not a biomechanics specialist. They have no idea how your body moves. They have no understanding of your skeletal posture. They have no understanding. But what they do have understanding of is giving you drugs. So a lot of people I speak to, they can't walk properly, their hips are shifted, they're walking, they're in for the next hip hop, and the GP will give them drugs. Now, that is a short-term fix. You can't be taking those drugs, especially the heaviness of those kind of medications, frequently past probably about 3 or 4 days, So getting into that routine of it, again, is something that you need to be aware of. When you have things that are lower back pain, things that are knee pain, foot pain, hand pain, anything that you should be going to a specialist in, whether that's a physio, whether it's an osteo, rather than going to your local GP and being given medication in order to manage it, because that is not the way of doing, getting any better in the future.
Yeah, or just like cortisone injections.
Course,
there are subsequent, like, we can't knock, like,
certain things obviously have their place.
There are people that do see benefits from going in and having, some of the joint shaved away and keyhole surgery and stuff that's not too invasive.
Absolutely, I think if you've injured yourself or something, like you've had a skiing accident or something, of course. But I think if it's your day-to-day life wearing away at your posture and your strength and your confidence, then no. I think that there are far better alternatives and ones that you should absolutely be integrating. And if you can and you're able-bodied, do you know what I mean? You should. And even if you are struggling with being able-bodied, know that you can get more able-bodied by lifting weights in a structured and progressive manner, but in also with very good technique, and learning to love those kind of movements. But at the end of the day, there are going to be people that don't enjoy certain elements of lifting weights, but you do need to sometimes do things that you don't want to do, which is a strong reminder for a lot of people, I'm sure.
But that's life in general, though.
But it is, like, sometimes you need to realise that if you want to...
Yeah, but you grew up your whole life being told to do things that you didn't really want to do as a child, and then all of a sudden you become an adult and you just think that you're immune to just...
Yeah, and then you go and breed
making
children,
hard choices,
and where do they get?
that you should just always coast through life, just doing things that you really want to do. But the reality is that is not the case. Like, you have to do things that you need to do, not what you want to do, and that comes down to... the way you put food in your mouth, the way you move your body, the way that you structure your internal narrative.
But also think about functionalities on a day-to-day basis of being able to reach above your head, bend over to pick something up, hoover the house quickly, twist
Carry
to one
your
side,
children,
carry the child, pick up the shopping bags, open the cupboard to get a glass out. That will diminish, the ability of that will diminish if you don't do something about it. And then that is something we frequently see.
And then you just live such a reductive life of like, oh, I can't do that, or I can't go here because I can't take the stairs, or I can't do you know what I mean? Or we can't do this because grandpa can't walk too much. Do you know what I mean? Or you can't. There's so many limitations that then, and
what you said, grandpa, but I would take it down a generation. I really would. Dad can't do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, Dad can't get up from the sofa, or Mum's hip's really hurting her, so we're not going to go to that place because we can't walk down the stairs.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
you overhear,
your whole...
you literally do overhear it and see it on a
regular basis, not only through family but friends and clients, and being so held back by something that you could absolutely help yourself with. I don't know why you wouldn't. And if you're somebody that like listens to watch podcasts like this and you're not doing something like that,
Yeah, why?
again, I'd rather you not listen to this, do you know what I mean, and go and do something about it. Or listen to this whilst you're doing something about it. That's a good combo.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to love you and leave you till the next episode.
Till the next
Till
episode.
the next episode.
Do you want to talk about Diddy quickly?
What P did do?
Diddy did it? Diddy the diddler, did he do it?
Diddy the fiddler.
Diddy the fiddler. He had a freak off. I like the name of that.
A fucking course loads of shit went down. And also, I think we realised that I just think so many people were okay with it.
A freak off. What does that mean, Georgia?
Probably like loads of lube, naked bodies, rubbing against each other, spitting places, licking things, lollipop, champagne showers, things up the arse. I don't know.
Just
the list goes on.
Every hole's a goal at that point.
I mean, there'd be a lot of grinding and bumping and winding. Do you know what I mean? There'd be a lot of sex. There'll be a lot of titty showers with dollars. Do you know what I mean? Fuck, I've already it'll be like a strip club. The smell, yeah. Stink. Smell of like vagina everywhere. Semen squirting all over the gross. Actual gross, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, actual gross.
Like, yeah, I just can only imagine. Greasy. Yes. That's what I describe it, greasy.
And the next day, some poor people have to go and clean up after, just like all the smell of alcohol and like use
that's
condoms.
The least. That's the last. You think use condoms? Do you think they used a condom? I don't think so.
Yeah,
like, really, like literally, like I think these freak offs were not necessarily stick the penis in the vagina. I think it was probably get spit roasted rather than like anything.
Fuck.
Like, let's be just really inappropriate. Like, I don't think it was like, let's all have just intercourse. I think it was more fucked than that, to be quite honest with you. Let's just have sexual intercourse. No. Do you know what I mean? A freak off is much more than that.
Wow. Well, the thing is, a lot of people would have to be complicit, and I think as much as people are going to try to stick things on him, I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think the way
simple.
That he treats women and the way that he has behaved is right, and he should absolutely be.
I don't think he's going to go to jail, but I think he'll just be cancelled.
He'll be cancelled, or he might be killed. I'm not sure. You never know if he's got people in different places that are worried that he might say
definitely
something.
Filming.
The problem is
because the guy said that they have got, because all his residences had cameras in them, they have got actual footage of the freak-offs. They've got tapes of it.
But can I be honest with you? Like, I've not been in a freak-off. Okay,
yeah,
absolutely no way.
Been in a freak-off
no, neither of you. Zimbabwe, that wasn't going to happen. The freak-off, anyway. The freak-off was not having any dollars. Like I mean, literally, like
in the whole of Zimbabwe.
4 women. Okay, so you railed all of them, did you?
No, I was celibate, Georgia.
Oh, fuck off, Mark.
No, I wish I was joking.
I wish I was joking that I was a virgin, but I'm not. Like, literally.
I was a virgin until.
But when house parties or events or parties went down that I had been to, especially when I was getting a little like old, like maybe like late teens, they were fucked up. They were really fucked up.
Ours were so boring.
There was so many drugs. There was loads of sex. There was like lots of drinking. There was so much like just shit that went on. That. Police were called. There was so much. You'd have drug dealers everywhere. Yeah, it was like. Oh
my god, we just had to buy.
There was sex, like and things would always go like.
Oh, that
tits
sounds
up.
like so much more fun though.
Well, yeah, obviously, but then I come back to the point of Diddy's. Like, I absolutely don't agree with how he treats women, which is disgusting. But then again, J-Lo said that he didn't do shit, and J-Lo, remember, he was. I don't know, like he obviously treated whoever.
Maybe she's just saying that because she was a main instigator for a freak.
What, like Giselle Maxwell?
Yeah, maybe.
Ghislaine.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe she's just saying that.
Maybe that's why she got divorced from Ben Affleck.
I don't know. This rumor has it that it was his idea for her to do that fucking stupid documentary of herself. Subsequently,
she probably made money
that
from
movie where she also like.
I'm so bored. I'm not talking about J-Lo. I want to talk about Diddy. Yeah. So the point is I think that people.
But he also got Tupac shot. So he's been a
What?
gangster since
He
day
got
one.
Tupac shot.
That's the rumor.
Mark, because I'm so sorry, you're in with the gangsters, are
Well,
you?
but that's what
What,
pop
through
culture.
Reddit?
Well, that's what pop culture insinuates, is that he was very, very involved in the hit on Tupac,
Okay, Mark.
because they obviously killed Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. first, and then that was in retaliation, East Coast, West Coast.
Okay, Mark. Well, clearly I've got so much interest in that
It
sort
was
of
just
gangster
that's
life.
just general history.
I just think that there's like these white parties they keep on freaking these free calls. To be quite honest with you, I think a lot of people knew what was going to happen there, and they wanted to be around it. There's snippets of the Kardashians in like 2000 and fucking saying like, "Oh, I'm going to do these white parties. Oh, what was going on? Loads of sex, loads of this. Oh, you'd love it." Like, you know, they've like loads of people have like. There's a lot of things that like have been accepted, and maybe I'm not saying his treatment of women is disgusting and like he should absolutely be reprimanded on that sense, but and I don't know what else is going on. I'm not really like, maybe he's trafficked girls, I don't know, but in the sense of his actual other people being involved, I kind of think like just give it a bit of a break, you know what I mean? Unless there's really things that at his parties people getting murdered or raped or like, you know what I mean, then I doubt drug or roofied, yeah, exactly. Then I don't really think it's even worth trying to attack it, but maybe just go at him in the sense of his...
But there's a lot of talk about Justin Bieber. Lots about Bieber. Bieber was there all the time.
Yeah, it's because he was found, wasn't he like found by Diddy? Or like literally like in a sense of like, wasn't that relationship where... I'm fairly certain there was some kind of link between Justin Bieber and P. Diddy in the sense of when Justin Bieber became a really famous artist when he was like 14 or something, before his voice had even broken.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think there's a lot of shit that's gone on in a lot of people's lives, whether or not you've been really famous or not so famous. And of course, he's had a lot of control and power and money, like every time, you know what I mean? Not every time do you need power and money to make somebody feel like shit, but I think that things were accepted. And I also think back in those days, there was no social media, there was just a fucking film camera, do you know what I mean? Or like one of those instant cameras. Like, to be quite honest with you, best just leave it at that. Do you know what I mean? Let's not resurface unless people are literally coming out of the woodworks and saying this happened, I've done it, I've been as fine. Do you know what I mean? But nothing's there. Like,
but that's what they've just said though, because a lot of the stuff is from as early as 2003, and his defense lawyer is stating that time frame is too extended and falls some statutory law that they have with regards to durations and claims and so on and so forth.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just think that...
But he wasn't granted bail, so he's on suicide watch in prison.
Oh my God, is he?
I think he's in prison. I think he's in jail. Jail's different to prison though.
Well, I mean...
Jail's like remand.
Look, he'll be in there with R. Kelly, won't he?
Maybe they can do a little duet.
Yeah, like how to treat women like the most... That R. Kelly thing was weird though. He's more fucked than Diddy. Well, no, not in the sense of his... Like the abuse on women that Diddy did, like hitting, like domestic abuse.
But Diddy was also thought to be bisexual.
Obviously, do you know what I mean? They all bumping and grinding and doing all those things. I mean, look, like each their own. That's what I say. But I do think that like it's like trying to find creeping out the woodworks or trying to just find things where for the sake of finding them is kind of just a bit boring. Should we just like leave it and just pick up on the things
let people
that
have the free
that need to be highlighted, which is
people
don't domestically
need free
abuse women.
Every once in a while, the Romans did it.
Mark, I honestly don't need to have another conversation about a freak off, because unless you're going to Google what one is and maybe we watch the video.
I think we should have a freak off.
Oh my God. Okay, should we end it here then? Should we go and have a freak off? We're going to freak off right now, everyone. We're going to freak fucking right off.
We're going to Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday. It's not even Friday, it's Tuesday.
Freaky Tuesday.
But we're going to... Freaky Friday. Anyway, bye everyone. We're off for a freak off.
We're going to freak
to go and work.
I'm going to go freak off in the kitchen with some food in my mouth.
Oh my God, emotional eating. Bye everyone.
Goodbye.